Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to another episode of the Unlock English podcast. I'm Quinn.
And I'm Miley. Today, we're going to talk about something every English learner dreams of, sounding more natural when speaking English.
That's right. Whether you're speaking with friends, in a meeting, or at a party, we all want to sound smooth and confident in English, right? But here's the question. How do we get there?
It's not about memorizing a bunch of vocabulary or perfecting your grammar. It's about how you speak. The little details that make you sound like a native speaker.
Exactly. You want to sound like you're just having a conversation, not reading from a textbook. So, how do we make that happen? Well, today we've got some insider secrets that will help you sound a lot more natural.
And no, we're not going to make you memorize complicated rules or use fancy words. We're talking about real, practical techniques that you can start using today.
So grab a coffee, sit back, and let's dive into the secrets to sounding more natural in English.
First things first. What does it actually mean to sound natural in English?
Well, when we say natural, we mean speaking the way native speakers do, like you're having an easy conversation with a friend. It's not forced or rehearsed. It feels real, comfortable, and relaxed.
Right. For example, native speakers don't always follow perfect grammar, and they don't always use the most formal words. They speak quickly, use contractions, and throw in slang or idiomatic phrases all the time.
Exactly. And that's the difference between sounding like a textbook and sounding like a regular person. So the first step is accepting that English doesn't have to be perfect to sound natural.
And let's face it, no one speaks perfectly all the time. Native speakers make mistakes too.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of mistakes, like saying, I don't know nothing instead of, I don't know anything. But that's the beauty of it. No one's judging you for little slip-ups. Just keep talking.
All right? Now let's dive into some practical tips to help you sound more natural when speaking English. Ready?
Let's do it! First up, use contractions. If you want to sound more natural, you can't be saying, I am going all the time. Use I'm instead.
Exactly. Native speakers use contractions constantly. Instead of saying, I am going to the store, just say, I'm going to the store. Sounds way more relaxed, right?
Absolutely, and it's not just for I am or I'm. Think they are to their, you are to your, do not to don't, and even would not to wouldn't. You get the idea.
Using contractions makes your speech smoother, faster, and a lot more like a native speaker. It's all about sounding less formal and more conversational. So, next time, ditch the full forms.
Right. And here's a little pro tip. Don't worry if it feels weird at first. Keep practicing, and before long, it'll feel totally natural. Next, phrasal verbs. They're key to sounding more natural. Native speakers use phrasal verbs like crazy.
For example, instead of saying collect, we might say pick up. Care for becomes look after, and quit becomes give up. Phrasal verbs are just part of everyday language.
So don't be afraid of them. Get familiar with them and try to use them in your conversations. It will make you sound more like a local.
And don't worry about using the most complicated ones right away. Start with the basics like wake up, turn off, or check out. Gradually, you can add more advanced ones like get along with or run into.
Exactly, and here's a fun challenge. Pick a phrasal verb every day and try to use it in at least 3 different sentences. You'll remember them much faster. Another way to sound more natural is by using idioms and slang. These are phrases that have meanings different from the literal words.
For example, when you say, I'm feeling under the weather, you're not literally sick from being outside in the cold. It means you're not feeling well.
And slang is something like cool, chill, or awesome. It helps you sound casual and friendly, especially in informal conversations.
Right. But remember, don't overdo it. If you use too much slang, it might sound forced. The goal is to sprinkle it in naturally. If you're talking about a movie you watched, you might say, "That movie was totally awesome." But avoid throwing in slang every other sentence. It's all about balance.
Absolutely. A well-placed idiom or slang phrase can make you sound super fluent, but too much can make you sound like you're trying too hard. Use it when it fits naturally in the conversation.
Okay, so this next one might surprise you. Slow down your speech. Native speakers don't rush through conversations as fast as we might think.
That's right. Sometimes we think that to sound natural, we have to speak quickly. But really, speaking slowly and clearly makes you sound more confident and, honestly, more understandable.
Exactly. When we speak too fast, we risk stumbling over words and creating more mistakes. Slowing down helps you avoid that and lets you think more clearly about the words you want to say.
Plus, it gives you time to think and find the right words, which helps prevent mistakes and awkward pauses. So don't rush through it. Take your time.
Right. Just relax and speak at a pace that feels comfortable for you. The more relaxed you are, the more natural you'll sound. And guess what? People will actually understand you better too.
Yeah, and don't forget, the goal isn't to speak faster. The goal is to speak clearly and confidently. So slow down and give yourself time to shine.
So now that you have some tips, how do you actually practice sounding more natural?
One of the best ways to practice is by shadowing. This is where you listen to a native speaker and repeat exactly what they say, trying to match their rhythm and intonation.
It's like copying them, but you're practicing the natural flow of conversation. This will help you get used to how native speakers sound and improve your pronunciation.
Another great trick is to record yourself speaking. Go back and listen to your recordings and compare them to native speakers.
You'll be surprised how much you can improve just by hearing your own voice and fixing any unnatural sounding parts.
Plus, it's a great way to track your progress.
So, to recap, sounding natural in English is all about using contractions, phrasal verbs, idioms, speaking slowly, and practicing regularly.
And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about sounding like you're having a normal conversation with someone.
The more you practice, the easier it becomes. And soon enough, you'll be speaking like a native speaker without even thinking about it.
So get out there, have fun with your English, and start practicing these tips today.
If you enjoyed today's episode, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more fun tips on how to unlock your English.
Catch you next time.
Bye, everyone.